This page was created to teach Black history. Unfortunately, the American educational system was designed to exclude our real historical account, so we are here to dismantle it. It's time to enlighten those of us who have been kept in the dark. I am a Black man who didn't know enough about my own history, so I began to dig deeper and do my own research. Black history is American history, so I want people of all races and cultures to join together to learn our history as one. Here, I will share all of my findings. Please like, follow, share, and subscribe to Teaching Black History.
The story of Wilma, Glodian, Rudolph. Wilma was born prematurely to Blanche Rudolph at 4.5 pounds on June 23, 1940, in St. Bethlehem, Tennessee. She was the 12th of 22 siblings from her father Ed Rudolph's 2 marriages. Shortly after Wilma's birth, her family moved to Clarksville, Tennessee, where she grew up and attended elementary and high school. Her father Ed, who worked as a railroad porter and did odd jobs in Clarksville, died in 1961. Her mother worked as a maid in Clarksville homes and died in 1994. Rudolph suffered from several early childhood illnesses, including pneumonia and scarlet fever, and she contracted infantile paralysis caused at the age of 5. She recovered from polio but lost strength in her left leg and foot, physically disabled for much of her early life. Rudolph wore a leg brace until she was 12 years old. Because there was little medical care available to African American residents of Clarksville in the 1940s, Rudolph's parents sought treatment for her at the historical Black Mahara Medical College in Nashville, Tennessee. For 2 years, Rudolph and her mother made weekly bus rides and trips to Nashville for treatments to regain the use of her weakened leg. She also received subsequent at-home massage treatments 4 times a day from members of her family and wore an orthopedic shoe for support for her foot for another 2 years. Because of the treatments she received at Mahara and the daily massages from her family members, Rudolph was able to overcome the debilitating effects of polio and learn to walk without a leg brace or orthopedic shoe for support by the time she was 12 years old. Rudolph was initially homeschooled due to the frequent illnesses that caused her to miss kindergarten and first grade. She began attending second grade at Cobb Elementary School in Clarksville in 1947. When she was 7 years old, Rudolph attended Clarksville All-Black Byrd High School, where she excelled in basketball and track. During her senior year of high school, Rudolph became pregnant with her first child, Yolanda, who was born in 1958, a few weeks before her enrolled at Tennessee State University in Nashville. In college, Rudolph continued to compete in track. She also became a member of Delta Sigma Theta sorority. In 1963, Rudolph graduated from Tennessee State with a bachelor's degree in education. Rudolph's college education was paid for through her participation in a work-study scholarship program that required her to work on the TSU campus for 2 hours a day. While playing for her high school basketball team, Rudolph was spotted by Ed Temple, Tennessee State's track and field coach. A major break for the active young athlete, the day that Temple saw the 10th grader for the first time, he knew she was a natural athlete. Rudolph had already gained some track experience on Byrd High School track team 2 years earlier, mostly as a way to keep busy between basketball seasons. As a high school sophomore, Rudolph competed at Alabama Tuskegee's Institute in her first major track event. Although she lost the race, Rudolph was determined to continue competing and win. Temple invited 14-year-old Rudolph to join his summer training program at Tennessee State. After attending the track camp, Rudolph won all 9 events. She entered at an amateur athlete union track meet in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. When Rudolph was 16 and a junior in high school, she attended the 1956 U.S. Olympic track field team trials in Seattle, Washington, and qualified to compete in the 200-meter individual event at the 1956 Summer Olympics in Melbourne, Australia. Rudolph, the youngest member of the U.S. Olympic team, was one of 5 TSU Tiger Bellas to qualify for the 1956 Melbourne Olympics. Rudolph was defeated in a preliminary heat of the 200-meter race at the Olympic Games, but ran the third leg of the 4x4 100 M relay. The American team of Rudolph won the bronze medal, matching the world record time of 44.9 seconds. After Rudolph returned to her Tennessee home from the Olympic Games, she showed her high school classmates the bronze medal that she had won and decided to try to win a gold medal at the 1960 Summer Olympics in Rome, Italy. While she was still a sophomore at Tennessee State, she competed in the U.S. Olympic track and field trials at Abilene Christian University in Abilene, Texas, where she set a world record in the 200-meter dash that stood for 8 years. She also qualified for the 1960 Summer Olympics in the 100-meter dash. At the 1960 Summer Olympics in Rome, Italy, Rudolph competed in 3 events: the 100 and 200-meter sprints and the 4x4 100-meter relay. Rudolph, who won a gold medal in each of these events, became the first American woman to win 3 gold medals in a single Olympic. Rudolph was one of the most popular athletes of the 1960 Rome Olympics and emerged from the Olympic Games as the Tornado, the fastest woman on Earth. The 1960 Rome Olympics launched Rudolph into the public spotlight, and the media cast her as America's athlete, leading lady and a queen, with praises of her athletic accomplishments as well as her feminine beauty and poise. In 1961, Rudolph married William Ward, a North Carolina college at Durham track team member. They divorced in 1963. In the interim, Rudolph retired from track competition at the age of 22. After retiring from competition, she continued her education at Tennessee State and earned a bachelor's degree in elementary education in 1963. Rudolph did not earn a significant money as an amateur athlete and shifted to a career in teaching and coaching after her retirement from track competition. In addition to teaching, she worked for non-profit organizations and government-sponsored projects that supported athletic development among American children. She also dated boxing legend Muhammad Ali during the early 1960s. She was married twice, with both marriages ending in divorce. On October 14, 1961, she married William Willie Ward, a member of the North Carolina College at Durham track team. They divorced in May 1963. After her graduation from Tennessee State in 1963, Rudolph married Robert Eldridge, her high school sweetheart, with whom she already had a daughter. They went on to have 4 children. The 17-year marriage ended in divorce. In July 1994, shortly after her mother's death, Rudolph was diagnosed with brain cancer. She also had been diagnosed with throat cancer. Her condition deteriorated rapidly, and she died on November 12, 1994, at the age of 54, at her home in Brentwood, Tennessee.